Right, so this is what we have today. BMW 1 Series 2006. Airbag lights is on. Left main beam keeps blowing. And then fog lights also wasn't working. And I'll show you a little bit later why it wasn't working. Pretty easy. And we have another battery cable here to fix this airbag light. What could go wrong? Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So quite a few issues with this BMW, but we're gonna deal with the airbag first. And as you can see there, the airbag light is on straight away. And if I can go through the checks here, service, okay, I haven't got the seatbelt on, that's fine. So as you can see there, so the only fault that we have now is for the airbag. Had quite a few bulb issues, but I'll take you through a little bit later. I have diagnosed this vehicle already, but that's why I've got this battery cable here. I think it's a BST, battery safe terminal. So we're gonna go diagnosis, control unit, chassis. No, that's the wrong one. Body. There you go. MRS. Multiple restraint system. Read full codes. The hotel is quite quick with BMWs generally, which is good. So 93 B2 present. Multiple restraint system. MRS. Safety battery terminal. So that's what we're dealing today. So that's why I've got this, and I'm gonna take you through my diagnosis process to get to this problem. So at the battery here with this battery terminal, obviously have a safety feature where if the airbag is deployed, obviously that terminal pops and then it cuts out any 12 volts to the vehicle. And here is our plug for it to be deployed, right? Which the first thing that I've noticed, obviously it has been cut here, and I covered this because it was really poorly, so I covered that just to make it a little bit neater. So it used to go here to this connector, come out and then connect it here at the back, but a very common problem with these vehicles obviously is pin fitment, so they cut here. No, I don't think it fixed the problem. I also opened this plug here. Don't know if I'm going to be able to do one hand here. So yes, I have opened it. Pull the pins out, which is pretty easy. Just got to press on the top here, and then they pull out. I have, pressed the pins just to give a little bit more grip, just to make sure it wasn't a pin fitment at the back here, and it's still the same fault. So my next step was, what I like to do generally is to use obviously a decay box, and generally between 2.2 2.5 ohms of resistance into this plug here, and I'm gonna show you what happens when I do that. Obviously it doesn't really matter which pin we go in, but I'm going to put my probe into the connector there. These probes are quite nice and thin, so, and then we set on 2 ohms, which is already on 2 ohms there. Now let me put the ignition on. I'm going to show you what happens. So there you go, with our decay box connected, approximately 2.2 ohms. Our fault is not there anymore. Let me clear the fault, erase code, yes. Okay, read the codes again, no fault codes, and then if we go to the dash, we're not gonna have any more warning. There you go, as you can see there, no more airbag warning. So I'm pretty sure is our cable here. Something inside here is not quite right, and that's what I'm going to replace. Obviously if I remove it, remove the GK box, plug it in again. You can probably hear I've got something on the dash there. Again, if I check my fault codes again, present, so it comes back, the same faults. And like I mentioned, I tighten the pins here, the 2 pins. The pin fitment is fantastic, you know, it is great. I did the pin drag test. It's got a good grip to it. It's just this unit here has a high resistance. I checked the resistance here was about 12 ohms, so that's why we're having this fault. So I'm going to replace it and then see how it goes. Hopefully I got it right this time. Right, so although this battery cable had the same serial number when I bought it online, this one is slightly longer, so obviously it's not for the same car, but I think it should work because everything is there. So it still has the same system, the battery safe terminal, still have our terminal for the airbag connector, everything else kind of the same, but it's slightly longer. But let's see if we still have the airbag light on. Ooh, still have the airbag light on. Is it gonna go? Strange, because it did go away when I connected my GK box. Let's have a look what this kind of says in here. Oh, it's absent. So I should be able to erase it. I don't think I had to erase it the last time. Show no fault codes. Let's see on the dash. Yeah, the light's gone. So interesting, because I didn't have to clear the fault before for the light to go. So I don't know if the resistance of the GK box and now it's slightly different, I don't know. Just gonna cycle the ignition a couple times here to make sure it's right. So the light, the airbag came on, it's gone. Good. Check for faults. I think just service or clock or something. Cycle the ignition again. So airbag light check, it's gone out. Pretty happy with that, so it's all good. Problem fix. So with the fog lights, it was pretty obvious what's happening. When I got underneath here, all these cables have been sort of like repaired before. I think they had a little bump in the front before, but it didn't have the proper connector for the H11 bulb like we have here. And I got some new connectors and I soldered like I normally do, and electrical liquid tape there, shrink wrap, covered all up, so it's a nice tidy job, and tidy up the horn as well, the horn cable. The other side didn't have a bulb, and the same situation, just had sort of like a connectors exposed to the element. So now I have a proper H11 connector there, all soldered up properly, and we shouldn't have any problem. Now I'll show you what's going on with the main beam on the left hand side here. Obviously the owner of the car thought it was the bulbs just blowing all the time and replacing all the bulb all the time, and I'm going to show you what's going on. So let's put the ignition on. Right, so headlight on. I'm going to put the fog lights on as well. Just make sure everything's working. Right, so I just need to put the bumper back now, but fog light's working. Headlight is working at the minute. But now, pay attention to this connector here. Can you see that all right? So, see that connector? And then now I'm going to show you the other side. And you see that connector there for the light? Obviously it is broken. And let me get some light here. And it's actually broken to the point where let's say the male part, which is within the headlight, is actually loose inside. Let's see if I can show you that. So if I pull the connector, the inside connector, you should be able to see that moving. If I push this one, I don't want to mess about too much, but if you push that plug, it actually goes inside the lights. So the headlight itself, the connector there is all broken. And if I move it, if I just wiggle it, you see the headlight? Gone. On again. See, so just with the vibration, when that connector with the car is being driven, the light goes. So he thought it was the bulb, so just kept replacing the bulb. So there we go. So all I'm doing is just moving the connector up and down. See if you can see it. See? So it needs a new connector, possibly a headlight, because it's actually broken. I don't want to, I've taken it out and it was a pain to put it back because there's no guiding for the plugs, if you know what I mean. But if you push that plug, it goes straight in. You know, the male part of the plug, which is within the headlight, it pushes inside the headlight. So that will need to be sorted with another headlight. That should be sorted out. And also the outside plug is broken as well, which is very difficult to kind of exactly. You can actually see the rubber seal here. Look, the rubber seal there, but the other part of the plug nowhere to be seen. So that is all done with this car. I just need to put this bumper back on and our job is done here. Right, so pretty straightforward in the end. The GK box, I love using the GK box for this type of situations or temp sensors. At least it gives you a definite answer if you have like a wiring issue or the actual part. And that's it. That's what I've got for you today. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.